You're locked into Sage Against the Machine, the most niche of the niches of podcasts. My name's Joshua.
I'm Isaac.
We talk about politics and history and culture and things, Indian things. From
Whatever
Indian
we
country.
want to.
Yeah. We're the most Indian-looking Indian guys.
That's right.
What the hell's wrong with this thing now? Hold on, it's hiccuping.
Switch it.
There we go.
There it goes. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad you brought that up. This was something that I've been thinking about lately. Is because I got interviewed, a couple times recently, and I keep thinking about that. When people go to watch those interviews or they see it on YouTube, whatever, and my face pops up, they're gonna be like, "Oh, that's a pretendian," and I don't really worry about that anymore, but I know that's what other people, you know what I mean? That's because most people still have that fucking stereotype of what an Indian looks like.
You'd have more money if you were one of those.
Dude,
those get paid well.
Yeah, if we had real brown skin and like long flowing black hair, I'm sure that people would take more stock in what we say.
You can grow your hair out. We could dye it.
No, my shit don't grow long. It just puffs out. You should see pictures of my father. I'm serious. Yeah. It's hilarious.
You grow your hair out, get a new beach house in Gaza?
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Was that racist?
I don't know. I don't know about racist. It was going to probably be offensive to a bunch of people. They don't understand that you're fucking around.
Which ones?
Karens.
They don't listen.
Blue-haired hippies.
They're fun.
Some.
I'd rather hang out with them than the dudes in the suits.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, it depends. If they're wearing patchouli, fuck that.
Patchouli doesn't smell that bad.
Dude, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, I don't like patchouli. I like lavender.
That's bad. Lavender's cool.
Yeah.
Lavender's all right.
Right.
Patchouli I can do without.
Yeah.
But I've just been thinking about that. Like those, I've gotten done with my half-breed issues. You know what I mean? Of like
those never go away.
They never fully go away.
That's why you know so much about our history.
You're
gonna call it apple. You're like the opposite of the apple.
Exactly.
Your skin's only red on the outside.
All red.
My skin's white, but you cut it, it's red.
Yeah. Actually, I do it.
I'm like one of those clementine oranges where you open it up and it's all red on the inside.
Is it clementines that are red?
I don't know the blood.
I don't know blood oranges.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I've just been thinking about that recently.
I have a bit about that.
Do you?
Yeah. I said, sometimes I get asked, like, how native are you? They're by someone who's assures me they're not racist.
Yeah.
Yeah. The racists never ask a question like, that's, I have to think about it, because growing up, you get a little chip on your shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Especially if you grow up on the res. If you grow up off the res, you're like, I'm better than these people. I should be their chief because I go to school.
Fuck off. I know you're. See,
you know what?
It's not my fault I got taken away when I was 4.
You know what? There's dark skins that same thing. They grow up.
I know.
They grow up in Ithaca and they come back here after spending their life in Ithaca and they're like, I know how to fix this place.
I just had.
Why are they so mean to me? Why are they mean?
Why don't they like me?
Why don't they like me? So
maybe because you're a fucking self-aggrandizing, snobby fucking dickhead.
So, I've been asked that before. How native are you? And I have to think about it. And so what I've learned, I'm not native enough to say the N-word openly.
Yeah.
I've learned.
Yeah.
I've been told.
Well, see, I've been told the opposite.
But I'm native enough to have a predisposition to diabetes. So, I'm native on the inside.
That's how I knew. That was when I knew I really was native when I got my diagnosis.
Yeah, I got to not eat sugar and have a gluten intolerance. Great.
Yeah.
But I still burn in the sun. It's not fair.
I know. See, that's bullshit, man. I fucking crisp. I go red and then I turn back to pale. There's no shot of me getting any sort of brown.
But I got the longevity hair gene, so that's good.
Me too.
Yeah.
My hairline is
Yeah.
Still the same as it was when I was like 18.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
I think I'm just never going to cut my hair again.
Yeah. I just shave it.
I keep dyeing it.
I got to do it right now, actually. Look, fuck, I can see parts poking out over my ear.
I think next time I get hair dye, I'm going to go for the full Steven Seagal and just jet black.
Do it?
Yeah. And
Don't
then tell everybody it's all natural.
Well, that's what I keep telling, because I want to do like a nice fade, but my hair is like brown, but like light brown. So you can't really fucking see anything. So I wanted to like dye my hair real dark.
Yeah.
But I'd have to do it over a long time period so that people wouldn't notice right away.
Nah, just do it. Just own it.
Be bold about it.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Fuck it.
My hair went from silver fox to dark haired hero in 2 days.
Yeah. You're dark-haired Homelander.
Yeah.
You're the bad guy.
Yeah, I would be Homelander.
Fuck that.
Homelander's what would actually happen if you gave someone those powers.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. People
kind of
tend to be
inevitable.
corruptible. Some people ask me like, well, I lean anarchist. And it's not like people have this idea in their head of like bomb throwing, society hating.
Yeah, burn it all down.
Yeah, burn it all down, miscreants. But that's not the way it works. It's just the word has been demonized by people who worship the state.
Right.
And the state controls the schools. And the state controls the imagery. And so that's what you see. And anarchists used to throw bombs sometimes. But they haven't. It's not all about that. It's about accepting that really what the state is a group of people with a monopoly on violence.
Yeah.
And what we argue about is to the degree with which they can act that violence. Can it just be political? Can it be economic? Can it be totalitarian? And so an anarchist rejects all of those and says, no, they're just people. The emperor has no clothes.
Yeah.
The state is a falsehood, and we've organized society around something that makes absolutely no sense.
But how do you get people to wake up to anything other than that?
I don't know.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
I can't even get people to stop eating sugar. I can't even stop eating sugar.
And it's
driving up my A1C.
I have to be the contrarian dickhead to point that out.
How?
No, but that's you and I have gone through this many times.
We have to educate the people.
Yeah.
That's where it starts.
That's not
we
the
have
problem.
to teach them our culture and our ways.
Yeah.
And then magic will happen.
Yep. It all lies in the ways.
I did see... So I sent you a podcast earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It's by a guy I like to listen to. His name's Robert Evans, and he does Behind the Bastard podcast. I'm a big fan. And one of the things he posits is the reason why the Trumpers, the right wingers, I'm going to call them the fascists, the fascist leaning of the right, because they're not. I'm not going to call them conservatives.
Okay.
No. I get conservatives.
Yeah.
Conservatives make sense.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't even think the environment should be a left-wing thing. It should be a right-wing conservative value.
It should be a human thing.
It
Well, I mean, it really should be, but
once was. I mean, who started creating national parks?
we're all going to fucking burn up.
Yeah. So it's conserving things for the future.
Yeah.
It's right in the name.
Sure.
So even like, oil policy, when Trump is like, drill, drill, drill. Why? Those reserves will be there forever. You're just exporting them to other countries who will use it.
You're sucking up all the dead dinosaurs.
You'll get rich for now.
Yeah.
And that's all they care about is themselves for now.
Sure.
And that's part of the root of
Well, that's rich people.
And fascists.
Yeah.
Which often go together, it turns out.
Well, that's kind of where I think
it's part of the definition is when you take the state and corporations, they get extremely close together.
And you hoard all of the resources.
While also you have a very strong military.
Mm-hmm.
You have a very strong cult of personality.
Yep.
Sure does.
Commander-in-Chief.
Starts to sound a lot like
See,
Mussolini to me.
Okay. Because when we were talking about this
Franco.
Yeah, I get you. But I also think that we are going, and I can't stand Trump. I also realize that not everything is 1930s Germany.
No, it's not.
It's not. Do I think that Trump has some fascistic tendencies and plans, desires? Yeah. Sure. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I don't really think that it's as dire as some people are making it out to be. I don't.
I think he's a symptom of a larger problem.
Sure.
I think there's a big...
Well, they were waiting for a guy like him.
There's a giant swath of people.
And when I say they, I mean they.
The bad people.
The bad people.
The ones who are stupid.
Yes. Well, I mean, that's... Never mind.
Except some of them are the smartest people on the planet. But they're emotionally stunted and...
Smart people can... It depends on what kind of intelligence.
Werner von Braun was very smart.
Yeah, I mean, what kind of intelligence? What are there, like 7 or 8 kinds of intelligences that they've defined?
That's what the dummies want you to believe.
Yeah, but no, I think that's true.
No, that's true.
That is true.
That's true. like Werner von Braun was very smart.
Yeah.
He was so smart, we didn't put him against the wall and shoot him.
Yeah.
We should have.
We should have.
We didn't. He worked many, many Jewish people to death.
He certainly fucking deserved it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Operation Paperclip, that's when...
They rescued a lot of baddies.
Yep. Go find them. That's some fucked up shit.
As you remember from our Luigi episode, we are not afraid of like...
Political violence?
Yeah.
It's warranted at times.
It's warranted at times.
And I honestly still believe that we are in an era where I think that it can very well be justified to use political violence. We're getting to a point now. I don't go. I'm not as I'm not on the full. I'm not on the entire Trump is a fascist, full fascist train where that's a direction where he wants to go with it. I do think there are things that he wants to do that are fascist,
like rounding up all the Mexicans.
Yeah, I mean, look, man. But
expelling them from the country.
Yeah, but what we just said or like what I just said to you before, though, is also true. There's that veneer of legality behind it because they technically
broke the law,
right? And I'm saying I don't necessarily agree that it's okay to just round them up, and because we're never going to know what they actually do with all of those people. We're never going to know.
Oh yeah, I know. They're going to put them in death camps.
I don't know that they're going to do that. It's a possibility. See, that's the thing. I think that actually could happen.
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to happen. But are we going to be able to verify that everybody arrived back to their home country
only
safely?
If journalists,
no fucking way.
Only if the journalists aren't pussies.
There's a lot of pussy journalists, though.
There are.
Most of them are.
It's sad.
Well, most of the ones that have the big platforms, like the corporate media, they're weak.
Well, Fox News is
but see,
CNN.
I've gotten to, exactly. Yeah, gross. All of those.
Gross.
But then, you saw I sent you the stuff with Sam Husseini and Max Blumenthal.
Yeah.
I mean, those are real journalists.
Yeah.
They're fucking OG gangster journalists.
Yeah,
you know
they're the
what I mean?
first ones they're going to kill.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I'm not Max Blumenthal or fucking Sam Husseini level, but that's the kind of shit
Not
that I
yet,
like to
but
do.
don't sell yourself short, bud.
Yeah, well, I'll burn it down with me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Fucking that's my job as far as I'm concerned. But that's most of the journalists, that people are used to seeing are not that way. Yeah. However, now with the advent of so many independent online outlets, we're seeing more of those people.
I'm just going to be happy to see the left finally get behind buying AR-15s. They're going to be like, I see the utility with these now.
Who was it? Didn't Kamala say she had guns?
Yeah.
You believe that for a fucking second? Don't do it. I know. No, never mind.
She was a cop.
Okay.
Like, she probably has training.
I thought maybe there was a comedian bit coming up in there for a second, and I regret.
I know we were going to talk about comedy, but Trump just happened to get put into power.
Start rounding up millions of people.
We might lose our citizenship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, birthrights.
That's a constitutional thing. So
yeah, well, I was listening to somebody talk about that, and it's I don't remember. It's just it's some legal interpretation that they're having of it. I'm not fully remembering it right now.
I did see something interesting. I mean, this is not scientific at all, but so I do it. Yeah, it's not like my normal level of journalistic integrity where I read random things on Reddit and be like, that sounds true.
I know you've done double-blind studies.
I've done it. Yeah,
scientific method.
I'm trained. I don't just form an opinion based on my own biases. No way.
Right. Just from some shit that you read.
That sounds true to me.
Here, he does research.
Yeah. I'm going on YouTube to do research.
Yeah, go do your research.
You got to do research.
Reading?
You mean watching YouTube?
Oh, man.
Most of the way while I'm sitting on the shitter or cooking?
Have you ever heard Jimmy Dore go off about that? It's fucking funny as shit.
Sounds
like,
funny.
People fucking making fun of, like, oh, you went and did your research, and then he's like, you mean reading? Like, yeah, I read stuff, and I learn things. Like, I watch YouTube. Mock me for that?
I watch YouTube at double speed because I'm a researcher.
Yeah, but there is educational shit on there too.
Yeah,
but I mean, yeah, whatever.
There's also nonsense.
People who are full shit.
There's people who scientifically try to prove the world is flat.
There's Terrence Howard.
He's right about everything.
He's fucking weird.
He's War Machine.
I know, right? Don Cheadle's better.
Oh, so what was it? I had a point and I lost it. Where did it go?
That was my fault.
It was too.
I know.
Tangent.
Yep.
Oh, okay. I got it again. So, so while I had a comedy show last night, I would give it up. Gotland Comedy. All right. Give them some business if you're from a res and you need to, Gotland Comedy, to make sure they bring along the Aboriginal Outlaws, because we bring the thunder.
Fucking right.
The Buffalo Thunder. Ooh, yeah. So there was a scanner page from St. Lawrence County. I follow those things. They're, see what's going on.
Yeah.
Since we don't have local news anymore.
Yeah.
I do my own research.
Well, we're working on this. We are working on this.
So I follow the scanner page, and there was a big sign, report illegals, and it was like a black and white sign.
Oh, shit.
Somebody had made, had all the numbers to ICE and the local offices. And one thing I learned is how many other Indians follow that page. Because the top comment was, you guys are the immigrants too.
Fucking right, yeah.
Because Mohawks are not shy with that.
No, they're not.
They will completely remind you are all the children of immigrants.
That is true. When I was cuffed by Border Patrol with a pistol buried in the back of my head, there was a group of other Acculturation who were reminding them that they're all immigrants.
Yeah, listen here, German.
Yep. Let him go, white boy. That's what
Get out of here, Frenchie.
Fuck, it was cool.
So, what was also interesting, there was the obvious, our tax money. There was those from the whites.
Sure.
There was more whites defending them than I thought.
Really?
From St. Lawrence County. Yeah.
That's impressive.
It was. Now, this is not any kind of, barometer.
Yeah.
But there was quite a few posts there that were like, yeah, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You fucking narcs.
Yeah.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a narc. Don't be that. And then, of course, there's the people who try to make the rational argument. 11 million people buy a lot of widgets.
True.
They buy a lot of water. They don't
pay a lot of rent.
They pay a lot of taxes that they can't get back because they're illegals.
Yep.
When they're on the books of wherever they're working, those numbers are fudged. They're getting taxes taken out because they have they have to use somebody's social security number. So taxes are getting taken out, but they're not collecting them.
Yep.
I've heard some people present that argument. It's a rational argument.
Well, all the sales tax that they pay.
All the sales tax they pay. All the rent. People, they rent.
Yeah.
The renters pay tax as well.
Now, if we want to get into the banks and the fucking corporations that own, did you see that? It's like 50-60% of all rentals now are owned by like fucking BlackRock and.
There's that, yeah.
But anyway,
that's you know what? That's happening in Canada as well.
Is it?
There's a corporation called DevCor, and they own. Oh, yeah. You see it when you drive through Cornwall.
Yeah.
They own all those buildings.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Woo.
It's a little. All
right, back to the narcs.
It's a little Blade Runnery.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Back to the narcs.
So, anyways, it was just interesting because I think people from the North Country. First of all, most people are decent.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we don't want criminals.
I agree.
The immigration system's stupid, and there's probably a way to do this legally. The only reason they go through all that bullshit is because Biden probably did fuck up when he said, okay, you can come into the country and then wait for your asylum.
Yes.
It's like, of course that's going to get
stupid.
Abused.
Yeah.
I would abuse that.
I would have bet if I lived in El Salvador, I would have started walking immediately.
Oh, my comment in that whole thread was like, yo.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't have walked.
Yeah.
Would have gotten a mule or something.
You'd be in great shape by the time you got here.
Yeah, I would actually. I'd be a fucking.
If you didn't die in the Darien Gap.
You ever seen Rumble? That's my dude.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
So my comment was I stole it. Johnny B. I was showing him and he blurted something out, so I wrote it down. I said, "Hey, if you pay enough, I got somewhere you can hide."
Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. I'll build a little ramshackle motel.
Yeah. Call it the Great View Motel.
Come on in, everybody. Oh, fuck that. Those sick fucks. Ugh.
Yeah. And of course there's the Border Patrol are heroes. Are they?
No. Well, I guess that there are some who have probably done things. I'm sorry, but like I'm always going to have that memory of a fucking Border Patrol burying his pistol in the back of my head while he says, "I'll blow your head off, you Indian motherfucker."
Just because guy can do there are good people who are cops. That doesn't make them cops good people.
No.
I think cops in general are probably just normal people, and normal people are very corruptible.
Easily.
And I think people who are attracted to violence and power will gravitate there. Like I was talking about fascism, and one of the interesting things is if you look at the data on fascism, usually something like 60% of the cops join the fascists.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
The other smaller
just
number,
from a logical progression.
the smaller number usually put to death or become rebels.
Yeah, which would likely be you and me.
I mean, we're not cops, so.
No, well, that's what I mean, though. We'd be one of the first to go.
Think so?
I know we've made jokes about that. Like when the guy that called me out at Walmart turned out he was a fan of the show. Yeah, I really like it. My first thought was, oh, fuck. I'm going to get stabbed or fucking shot.
Well, since the right wing is in power, you can go get your pistol license.
Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely going to do that.
I'm in support of, all you lefties out there, stop being so anti-gun.
Hey, I've been arrested 4 or 5 times, but I don't have any convictions.
There you go.
Except for, DWAI, but that ain't shit.
It's not a felony.
Nope, I'm not a felon.
You're good to go.
I won't comment on how close I've gotten.
I won't comment on the felonies that I've committed and didn't get caught for because I like crime.
Hey, wait a minute. How many years ago was 2011?
Listen, I don't have Christian values, so you keep you keep your property rights to yourselves.
Yeah, Guy on the Go doesn't say anything about some of the shit that I did.
Yeah, it does say not to steal.
I never. Well,
not specifically. Thou shalt not steal. It tells you a funny little story about how the peacemaker found a knife, and instead of keeping it. So we don't even have finders keepers.
I didn't steal from people, that's for sure.
Yeah, we didn't have finders keepers. We had you find it and you put it in the middle of the village because it's not yours.
Yeah. Well, the one dish, one spoon.
There you go, one dish, one spoon.
We all share.
That's right.
In this fantastical, mystical world that no longer
hear that
exists.
Hear that, husbands? One dish, one spoon. I'm gonna come and eat out your bowl.
It's sorbet.
What were we going to talk? We wanted to talk about. You had a subject in mind when we started, not Trump.
I don't even remember now.
Here we are, 22 minutes.
I was talking about how light skinned I was, but that actually kind of, that little petered out. This is more fun to me. This is more fun. I don't want to whine about my pale skin anymore.
Can't do nothing about it.
No, I can't.
Yeah, you can. Get whatever Trump uses.
I don't want to be fucking orange. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Although.
And then light yourself so you look like a demon.
Yeah, I don't want to go that route. I'd rather, I don't know. My wife said that there is something you can do to it's like you inject it or something, but you can only do it in Europe or some shit. I don't remember, but yeah, I would do that in a second.
It's called a tanning bed.
Yeah, no, it don't work. I turn red. I go red and then back to pale.
Is it like a melanin injection?
I don't know. I forget. I can't remember. When
I was a kid, there was a show called Beyond 2000. It used to come on Discovery Channel. Back when the Discovery Channel had shows.
Learning shit?
Yeah. Yeah, there actually used to.
Yeah, Discovery used to be awesome.
Does Discovery Channel still exist?
Yeah, it does.
The Learning Channel?
Yeah, it's Discovery. The Learning Channel, I don't think so.
Because the Learning Channel eventually.
Learning Channel was great.
It became TLC, the Learning Channel.
Okay.
And then it was just all.
Now it's all 600-pound sisters.
Aliens built the pyramids and look at these hoarders.
Which, by the way, I'm sorry, those 600-pound sisters, they're fucking funny, man.
Yeah.
I can't help it. They're pretty funny.
Yeah.
Not like I'm making fun of them, but they say funny ass shit.
Yeah. I mean, you would hope they would have a personality.
Well, the one is a real jerk, but the one who was married there, she was pretty fucking funny.
Yeah, I don't want to watch those people.
I don't know. Loon's got me watching it once in a while. I can't help it.
I was never the only reality TV I ever liked or could stomach was cooking shows or
I love cooking shows.
Yeah, or the Junk Pickers was a little entertaining.
Or the
motorcycle
by the empty lockers.
The motorcycle guys were cool for a while. They were building choppers. That was kind of cool to watch.
Phony gangsters.
Yeah, it was kind of lame, but it was sort of fun watching them actually fold metal.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, yeah, I was never a big reality TV person.
Neither was I. Find reality TV to be
fake.
It is fake.
It is.
I mean, if you find out later that they're actually writing fucking scripts for it, which, I could have guessed that anyway, but whatever. It's got to be pretty easy to write scripts for that kind of shit. You just see a bunch of narcissists and figure what they're going to do.
Well, it's cheap to make. That's why they
do it.
It's a lot cheaper than paying Seinfeld $1 million an
Yeah.
episode. That's a whole season for $1 million.
Fucking
You're
right.
just paying the crew.
Yep.
And whatever little sum.
And whatever bullshit revenue they.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's not bullshit revenue.
Yeah, whatever little bit of money you pay these people to sell their souls.
By the way, Josh and I, we're still available to sell our souls.
Yeah, our souls are still on the line. Still have a soul attached.
You know what? Actually, you were talking about anarcho stuff and all that, and I know that we joke about selling our souls out for the right, the right dollar amount, but I was really wondering. I wanted to ask you, would you actually sell? Like, would you really sell out and do what some corporate ghoul wanted you to do for the right amount of money?
Probably.
Really?
I don't know. It's hard to think of that in the abstract.
I know. No, it's
I'm
not.
trying to be honest. Like,
Well, I am. I know.
if
I
they
know.
were like, here's $2 million, go away forever. I might do it.
$2 million is not enough.
No.
No. Plus, you know me pretty well. I'm too fucking stubborn. I have such a problem with authority. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I really don't think I could do it.
I would just go away somewhere to like Ecuador.
Yeah, but even I couldn't do that either because
Yeah.
I'd end up wanting to come back and fight again. with
Not
everybody.
me. Not me. I'm
I
tired.
can't help it. I think I am a narcissist in a way,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. No,
That's
I
okay,
just moved to the Philippines and
Why the Philippines?
I don't know. It just looks pretty.
Oh, I guess.
It's another fascist government to rail against.
Yeah. Wait, Philippines, that's Duterte, right?
Is it still? It might be.
I can't remember.
It's
I
where all
know.
the expats were going until that guy came
It's
in
one
charge.
it's one of the guys that Trump admires, so he can't be. I know he's not. If
He's
it's
not a
Duterte,
fascist,
then-
but all the guys he admires are. Gotcha. And,
Well-
and his biggest supporter threw up a Heil.
Okay, you want to
Heil.
let's get into it.
I don't think that was an autistic. If it was an autistic thing, it was like, watch,
Okay.
I'll do a Heil. Everybody will freak out. Oh, I'm so edgy.
One, I've heard it said that Elon is on the spectrum somewhere. Has that ever been confirmed?
I think so.
Okay, but I also do not, and you and I talked about this a little bit already. I do agree that looked really bad, but I don't know that I can fully come out and say, yeah, Elon's a Nazi and he was fully, channeling Hitler or, his Nazi buddies when he was making that spastic gesture. I mean, like, to me, it's more like, he does some goofy shit because he's weird, but I don't know. I've seen him censor so much, criticism of Israel on Twitter that I have a hard time believing that he would be
I mean,
a Nazi.
You don't have to be an anti-Semitic Nazi. You can be.
Okay.
You can be a Franco or you can be a Mussolini.
Well, then why are they that I'm not doing it, by the way. I'm not fucking doing it. But that gesture, what does that evoke? What's the first thing you think of?
Oh, I think of Rome.
Get the fuck out of here. I knew you were going to do that too. I shouldn't have set you up that clean.
That's why they said it was Roman, which
I know
the
they
Nazi
did.
salute's based off of Rome.
Yeah, but I also heard that that Roman salute stuff is all bullshit too.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a misinterpretation by basically
Are you telling me?
movies and shit.
Are you telling me that the Nazis were wrong about something?
Never. They couldn't have been. Of course they were. They're fucking assholes. But that's not the point though. All I'm saying is that I just have a hard time believing that one, Elon did that. Like, he's either the craftiest motherfucker who ever walked the earth to be able to convince Jewish people that he is on their side while he's secretly a fucking Nazi, while he does this odd, closely resembling Zig Heil.
That's a lot of reaching there, bud.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that would have to be some really fucking clever shit he was up to.
Or this, he's so smart, he owns all these companies, but he doesn't know better not to do that.
Yeah. I mean, well, that's what I'm saying is like, well, that's the other thing too is, I mean, that can happen with people who
He doesn't know better
have
not to do.
afflictions.
No, I think he did it. Is he actually?
See if he can get away with it?
Yeah.
That could be.
I think it's like I'm a billionaire. Watch them be my bitch. Look at all these crying. Look at all these socialists, all these commies crying in their fucking Cheerios. Watch this. I'll give them something to cry about.
I could see. Yeah.
Watch this. I'm gonna be front news. I don't care about anything because I'm a billionaire and you can't really do anything to me.
Yeah, I could see that, but does that mean he actually has Nazi ideologies?
No idea.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Is what I'm not.
I think he can have fascistic ideologies and not be a Nazi.
Oh, I think he certainly has that.
Yeah.
I think he has some fascistic, deep-rooted things in him.
Because the
I
government.
don't think you get to be the world's richest man
Yeah.
and seek out the president to create you your own fucking
And,
department,
and you pay something like $200 million, $50 million into him.
which isn't shit to him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think you get to be that kind of person in life without having
Right.
some serious
Problems.
narcissism
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
emotional and social
Well, it's a good thing they're all in
defects.
charge. It's a good thing they're all in charge now. Of
Well-
the biggest military in the world with nuclear weapons. This is great. I'm glad we have this.
Yeah, and I heard Vivek's out too.
Yeah, something like that.
So, I
Well,
don't
he
know.
is the Brown, so
Yeah, I know.
they got to go.
He
If you notice, they don't really care for the Browns.
It's like
They're not saying let's deport the Poles.
it's
They're
a
saying,
1980s horror movie,
Yeah.
man.
They're not even saying let's deport the Jews. They're saying let's deport those
Yep.
wetback,
Yep. Yeah. They're
Latin speaking. They took down the Spanish portion of the White House website.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see
Oh
that.
yeah. By the way, your gender is formed at conception. We are all girls.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got the chest for it. If I ate less baby calzones, I wouldn't. But
True.
yeah, I mean, I got a nice thing going on there.
Yeah. So we're
I don't know. I just think that I think it's more likely that it would be Elon saying, "Look what I can get away with,"
I just can't wait till they all start eating each
and not
other.
believing it. Oh, I know. Well,
I can't wait. They are
it's
all
already happening.
massive narcissistic fuck faces.
Dude, how much fun is it watching Steve Bannon go after Elon Musk? I am fucking loving that.
So which
shit.
billionaire blew Trump the hardest? Because they were all
Elon.
there. They were all there. But I think Elon was the only one happy about being there.
I refuse to watch the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even watching clips of it.
I
because
don't think Zuck actually cares. I knew, Bill Gates did not care about politics.
No.
He was not like that guy until they started breaking up Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the reasons they say they started breaking up Microsoft is he didn't grease the wheels. He didn't get involved. He just
Yeah, he was apolitical for a very long time.
pretty much,
Yeah.
yeah. He was just business guy.
Yeah.
Fairly ruthless business guy.
Well,
But-
see, don't you think that I think that with Bill Gates, he seems to be one of those guys, like Elon. The way I look at him is, those are the kind of guys who are so, like, they're just these huge narcissists, and they believe that they can be the only ones to guide humanity along the right path. You know what I mean? And that they'll do anything to be able to make that
They're
happen.
like actors. I'm good at one thing, therefore I must be good at everything.
Yeah, and they have.
I have lots of money and the resources to impress my will upon things.
very
And that's-
paternalistic.
Yeah, and that's why you see actors on these shows too, because they're cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely.
And just like you see the opposite. You see people in government. Oh, I'm good at doing tests about economic development. Therefore, my government job is the same as a business.
Yeah.
And I think I'm good at business because I know how to show up on time and have meetings and
Yeah.
write memos and letters, and that makes me good at business. And they give me resources, so I'll be good at business, and it works out every single time, doesn't it?
I'll be the one with the next Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't fucking think so, buddy.
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're gonna
Okay,
end
so
up
what's going to
bankrupt.
replace TikTok and X? You know what? I'm
Did you check out Red Note?
I haven't. I'm kind of scared.
It's interesting.
I'm kind of scared of putting it on my phone.
I went on it. I don't give a fuck at this point because, like, honestly, this thing, I just figure if I've got my phone anywhere near me, the United States government, the Mossad,
Yeah.
China, they're all listening to me.
Yeah, there's that, but no, I'm just afraid like some kind of bug or something will take out my phone and it's got all my shit on there and
Yeah,
I
that's fair.
won't even be able to access any of my bank accounts without my phone. Please don't steal my phone.
Holy fuck, you know what? I was watching, I don't usually watch Soft White Underbelly, but there was an episode that came up, and it was a guy who's well, they call him a hacker, but he does like government work and whatever. He's wearing the white hat now, but which I don't know that
I only do my illegal shit for the government, so
exactly.
that makes me a good guy.
That's exactly what he said too.
It's not like violence when the government does it.
He's explaining OPSEC.
Yeah.
So he's doing
operational
OPSEC,
security,
but because it's for the government,
yeah.
you're wearing the white hat.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean.
By the way, our OPSEC is terrible.
Yeah. You mean as Indians? Or?
Just individually.
Oh yeah,
our
sure.
OPSEC.
Yeah, that's what he went off about.
You
that
know, when they want to kill us, we're so easy.
Yeah, very easy.
They won't even. You see one of those little hunter-seeker drones.
Boom. Probably wouldn't even fucking hear it.
They wouldn't even need to. They would just have a cop do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you hear this guy's podcast. He was talking shit. He pulled a gun.
At some point, they're gonna fucking try to get us. Anyway,
maybe when we crack 100 listeners.
Hey, we crack 100 listeners regularly now. Well, that's just on YouTube.
Yeah. When we can monetize our YouTube, they'll be like, it's time to go.
Yeah. We're too crazy. But I don't know. I was just, I went on there and for like maybe a half hour or something like that, just to see what it was like. And one thing that's cool is there are all kinds of Chinese people who are willing to teach you English.
Yeah.
In a very
teach you English or teach you Chinese?
To teach you Chinese.
Okay.
In a very
because your English would sound really weird if they taught you how to.
Yeah, that would. You went from.
I'm not gonna do it.
Go from front to back.
Yeah.
Instead of.
Yeah, I saw something about that. People are like legit learning Chinese on there.
And it's. I mean.
Way to go, government! You sure showed the Americans.
Well, that's the thing is like they're so fucking stupid.
Yeah. These tariffs, against Canada and all these countries, they're sure gonna show China when they start selling their shit for less to Canada.
Yep.
I mean, they are equal. They're not that much farther away by water.
And how the fuck is the U.S. going to make everything? They can't make anything. There's nothing. All of those home goods and all that shit. You know how long it
Who's
would
going to build the factories? They're deporting all the Mexicans.
Or even
Do you know any bricklayers?
To retrofit the fucking buildings that are already up. Who's going to do it?
Like the old Reynolds building up the road?
I'm one of those government lackeys like you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know how to write shit, so I can build.
Yeah.
Nope. Yeah. I'm fucked.
Yeah, where's this labor going to come from? I mean, if I was a union, I'd be like drooling.
Yeah.
We're going to fuck you guys so hard. Except the unions are supposed to be lefty. I do hear one of the unions is talking about a general strike in 2028.
Good.
A general
strike.
Should
be a general strike.
I'm going to circle back around to what Robert Evans was saying. The fascists and the right have been audacious. Mm-hmm. They've been going for it. Whether or not they can win, they've been going for it, and they've just worn everybody else out.
Yeah, but they've been winning now.
Yeah, well, they wore everybody else out.
Yeah.
I mean,
squeaky wheel, right?
I guess we'll get out all our Trump shit now so we don't talk about it for the next 4 years.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like, why, I've given up on the Democrats too, but, well, I never liked the Republicans anyway, but
except for Lincoln, he was all right, man.
Yeah, fuck Lincoln too. That motherfucker was racist. He kissed my ass
with
his tongue out. How about that? I mean, but that's the thing is that it's just a bit of a horse of a slightly different color. You know what I mean? It's like I don't really at this point. If people think that the Democrats are so much different than the Republicans in substance, then you're fucking blind.
I wonder what actual conservatives think. I think they don't like it.
Well,
like old school paleo conservatives.
Yeah, but how many of those? I mean, you're talking like you mean like an Eisenhower conservative.
Yeah.
How many of those are even left?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
There's got to be some. I looked on Reddit.
Yeah.
A lot of the conservatives were like,
what do they call them now? Paleo conservatives?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to be 100 fucking years old now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying like.
No, there's still people that are like old school, stay in your lane, I stay in mine. Some of them probably call themselves.
I think most of them have gone libertarian.
Yeah, some of them call themselves libertarian, but they're not exactly.
No.
Because libertarianism devolves into anarchism eventually. You can only take minarchism so far till you just lose the state.
Yeah, I gave up on studying libertarianism too much. It seems like you libertarians get too fucking all sensitive about every little piece of
as if
your ideology.
As if the commies don't.
Yeah. I'm not a commie either.
Yeah, the commies and socialists, they'll kill each other before they kill a fascist.
True. Well, it's kind of the way it went, isn't it?
Well, that's Robert Evans was kind of getting at that too. It's like maybe everybody needs to put their little ideological differences aside and just like, half the electorate didn't vote for Trump,
Right?
And 80% didn't vote at all.
Yeah,
and doesn't care about voting. And maybe that 80% could be galvanized to overthrow the entire apple cart.
Well, that's what we've been fucking trying to do here in Acculturation. Vote for me, people. Let's do this shit.
Or let's have a revolution. We could do that too.
I'm cool with that.
We can get rid of all the structures and start over.
See, that's the thing. I still don't want to get rid of the structures, all of them. I just want them to stay in their lane.
We'll keep the clinic. The park school.
I want to keep the programs, I even want to keep the casino. I just don't want it to be run the way that it is. Even though I don't really know how to run a casino. I could figure that fucking shit out.
You could write a memo. I'm sure you could run it. Hey. How hard can it be?
I have played a slot machine before, and I have watched casino. I know about Tony Spilotro. I can run a fucking casino. Yeah. Think about that.
I have a friend that's really into games.
Yeah?
And he used to be an analyst, and he thinks he could figure out how to make it 10 times more addictive.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like a slot or?
Like different games that are casino-ish, but they're not slot machines. They're like different. They're whole new things.
Well, they do it now with loot boxes and shit on video games.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they're more like video games.
Yeah, it's kind of sick the way they do that to the kids, too.
Yeah.
And then it hurts the parents because the kids are fucking using their debit card.
Yeah. So
$400, what the fuck?
So imagine if you did that real money in a casino. Imagine if you had a character that you could only play in the casino and there was real money behind it.
Wait a minute. There's got to be like a virtual casino like that somewhere where you create your avatar and then you actually walk through this virtual casino and you gamble real money.
I mean,
it has to be.
There's tons of gambling stuff now.
And if not, we copyright that right fucking now. And that's ours. That's our intellectual property.
I'm not a gambler myself, but I hear the ads. I'm a podcast listener.
Yeah, me too.
And
it's always sports betting though.
Sports betting, Chumba Casino. I hear we're not.
I've heard MGM.
Yeah. So there's like online.
Yeah.
Online poker's. Onkwehonwe's got a huge online poker thing.
Yep.
I don't know much about it myself because I'm not a gambler.
I'm not.
I went to the casino recently with my son for the buffet.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure they lost money on us.
Yeah.
We ate enough crab too.
I will give this to the casino. Remember, I think I told you that the buffet got better.
Yeah.
It is better.
It's better than it was.
It is.
I think they reduced some of the options, but
made it higher quality.
Yeah. Which I'm a fan of. Sometimes restaurants have too big of a menu.
Yeah, exactly. And I actually, because the mac and cheese there used to be pretty gross.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty good now, and they have real mashed potatoes. They actually use real potatoes.
Nice.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Real
Potatoes.
They're probably cheaper than the flakes.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder.
I don't even know.
Labor intensive. But they probably got machines to wash them all up and shit.
They must.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I know that they dehydrate their waste.
Yeah.
Because you have these massive dehydrators to dehydrate. Then you about 80% of the waste is the food waste is water.
Oh. Okay.
So if you dehydrate your waste stream.
Yeah. Cuts down a lot.
Composting would probably be better because there'd be zero energy.
They probably compost that, don't they?
No, I don't know what they do with it. I don't know what they do with it after that.
It would be nice if they did.
But community composting could be a thing.
Yeah, that could be.
People wouldn't put gnarly stuff in there, like chemicals and.
I kind of think, like in New York, like whatever cities and stuff, they do those co-op gardens and shit like that, which are cool. Well, doesn't Levi do that too?
Community gardens?
Yeah, he does, right?
He might. I
think somebody does.
There's community gardens around.
Yeah. So anyway, that kind of idea of it anyway. But I don't see why we couldn't do community composting. Then you can come and get, when you go to clean your beds up.
It would just be a labor thing. You would just need it would be a trucking.
Yeah.
It would be garbage pickup, but you'd have to do it more frequently because.
I would bet you we could get some, there's plenty of guys on the res who have heavy, they got dump trucks and shit.
Yeah.
They would probably volunteer to, for something like that.
Yeah. So like, okay, we always have economic discussions because I'm more of a free market type of person. I do like co-ops. Like,
me too.
I don't care for I don't think corporations are part of like a free market system.
Right.
I think corporations are part of the government.
Sure.
And we treat them like they're separate, but they're not. And with this
Just
new
because
government,
the Supreme Court says it's a human doesn't mean it's a human.
yeah. And with this new government, it's really not.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, that shit's about to get real.
The lions are
funky.
running the pride.
Yeah, it's really gonna get funky.
Yeah. You're gonna see some. Oh, you mean a defense contractor is now the Trump's best buddy?
Yep.
For the moment,
That's fucking nuts.
It's gonna be great when they break up.
Yeah. Oh my
You
god.
think Kanye and the other chick
It's
were
not
bad?
throwing glasses at each other, buddy. Now they're lobbing fucking missiles at one another.
Imagine if like Elon Musk could do that.
That's what I know.
He could drop
here.
because if you drop, okay, people think like, oh, you need missiles from space. You don't. You just need something that's heavy.
Yeah.
And by time it travels from the low Earth orbit to the Earth, it is going so fast, like something the size of a bowling bubble
can't hit
will vaporize a building.
Yeah. You just can't hit it.
Yeah, its kinetic energy is insane.
Yeah, because they now have the kinetic missiles with the I don't know the Russians.
Kinetic missile is just a fancy way of saying heavy piece of metal.
Flying too fast
Yeah.
for you to do anything about it.
Yeah, and it's built up so much energy, it's going so fast, it just creates. Elon Musk can do that.
Sure.
That's weird. Jeff Bezos maybe too.
Okay, so I know as a libertarian principle is one of the things that government should do is defense, right? That's pretty much every libertarian I've ever seen. That's something that you guys agree on.
They would say collective defense.
Okay, so, but you're free market guys. Now, because Elon can do that, would you require to take that away from him?
I don't know. That's a good one. Would he have gotten so big and with so much power if he could actually do it himself? His company may not.
Well, I know. I mean,
he's not a dictator of his company either.
Well, I've heard people question how smart he actually is.
Yeah. I don't think he's smart enough to do all the engineering necessary by himself in secret without somebody knowing. Stark. Yeah, exactly.
Which is why he loves H-1Bs.
Well, Tony Stark wouldn't be able to. Tony Stark doesn't happen in real life.
I know it doesn't happen in real life, but it's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. I don't know if if you had a system of that like that in place, a company would be able to get that big.
Right.
To be able to do that. If one person or one small collective would be able to amass enough
knowledge and resources to get there.
To get there. I mean, somebody would eventually, like rockets and getting humans off of the planet sounds like a great idea.
Right.
If we weren't busy using all of our fucking capital to beat the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Think about it. Think about all the independent armies in the world. Like that's like more than half of the world's wealth is because we're all scared of each other.
Yeah.
And if we didn't do that,
what? Right? What? How about we go? Let's go talk to each other.
Let's go colonize space. And stop
to get away from the other humans.
I keep hearing about my adversary China. I don't have an adversary in China. I don't have an adversary in Russia. Dude, don't launch the nukes. That's all I care about.
Yeah, that's all I give a fuck about. Don't launch the nukes.
I don't like that you invaded Ukraine, but I did not like it that bad.
But I also understand why you did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I also get that's kind of like, Vermont invading Canada.
Yeah.
Like they're kind of the same people.
It's wild to me.
But then people who don't want to be part of it, that's their prerogative too.
That's fine. So, but I just don't want because with the Elon thing, I just found I just think that's an interesting, kind of topic to ponder because you're right. I mean, they've allowed him to get to that point.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing though. With the libertarian bent that you have, and that that I've listened to enough libertarians speak.
Yeah.
If you were going to prevent it from getting to where it is right now in the first place, you'd have had to clip his nuts a lot earlier. You guys would have complained about that.
He wouldn't have been able to done it with all those government contracts.
Yeah, but you guys would have complained about that because you were, say somebody could foresee where this was going, which I would bet somebody did actually. Somebody before Elon got to where he is now saw where he was moving, the direction, and was like, wait a minute, we probably shouldn't be giving this fucking guy contracts because he's going to keep getting bigger, hire more brilliant engineers, more brilliant, nuclear or more brilliant rocket scientists, all that shit. And he's trying to get to this point.
Right.
So we need to clip his wings now.
Yeah.
And then the libertarians would have complained.
Maybe.
Probably.
I think, though, if he was like, yes, I'm developing these weapons, the libertarians were like, let's shoot this guy.
Yeah, exactly. But he's not going to say that.
Right. But you'd catch him.
I don't know.
You would have a robust journalism.
I think that we don't have,
we don't. We don't have one because we're not libertarians.
No.
I win.
No, that doesn't. No. You're not a journalist. I win.
You win.
I win.
Isaac would have caught him.
See, this is what we do.
Isaac would have caught him. It's a good question. It's like, why do we allow nuclear weapons to exist?
We shouldn't. But
we shouldn't.
Right. Why do we?
Their very existence.
Deterrence.
Their very existence is a crime against humanity.
I agree with that.
Their
100%.
very existence is an existential threat to our entire planet.
Absolutely.
Honestly, anybody who wants nuclear weapons should be shot in the face.
I won't go that far, but I do believe that it is.
They should be shot into space.
They could be the first ones to live on Mars.
Yeah, but not with a suit.
Send them to the space station.
Yeah, they opened Pandora's box, and now we have a problem. Even though they already knew that Pandora's box was a thing.
Yeah.
That kind of warned them about this very situation.
Right? Wouldn't that be the thing? If you know there's a Pandora's box, wouldn't you stay the fuck as far away from it as you can?
This podcast brought to you by AI. AI, your future masters. It will soon own everything, know everything, and control everything.
Skynet is coming.
You know why Elon was rolling his eyes there at the inauguration? Because he was getting a software update. He's a robot.
Fuck that guy. I mean, and I agree. I do believe that nuclear weapons are a crime against humanity.
And chemical weapons.
The only thing is that the reason why they created them was the idea of deterrence. And of course, but see, that also is faulty.
And then they tried to hold them over everybody's head.
Right, because you have to use it at some point to show everybody, look, this is how bad we can fuck you up.
And then Truman and Eisenhower were like, we're going to nuke you. We're going to nuke you. We're going to nuke you.
Actually, Eisenhower didn't want to do it.
He didn't want to do it?
He did not want to do it. And
didn't he threaten Korea with it?
He was, I don't remember him threatening them with it. I know that.
I'll do a quick Google search.
No. When he was, there's an interview, or it's from, there's provable evidence directly from Eisenhower, who said that dropping the nuke on Japan was wrong.
Yeah.
He said that. Now.
All right. In 1953, U.S. President Dwight D. Eisenhower threatened to use nuclear weapons to end the Korean War if the Chinese refused to negotiate.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But he also later on said that they shouldn't have dropped it.
They all say great shit on their way out.
Right, and that's the thing.
Fucking cowards.
Deterrence, if you have to show how bad it works. You know what I mean? You got to show.
That's why they dropped the both of them.
Exactly. And it was like, the first one, it might have been a fluke. Yeah. So let's show them that it's not a fluke. Boom. Now.
But they only had 2, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they only had 2, but whatever. We certainly know now there's thousands.
I think if they had 4, they would have used 4. I think the 4th one would have went off in Moscow.
But see, that's the thing. So if something's going to be it's going to be very effective as a deterrence, then you have to use it at some point. As soon as it's used once, then you fucked everything up.
Yeah.
And because now we all know, and we all live with this fear every fucking day, and it's only getting worse. And I do believe that Trump is only going to bring us closer to nuclear annihilation.
I mean, he's threatened it already.
Dude, look, I don't think he's the next iteration of Hitler. I don't believe that stuff. What I do know is that he is a fucking heavy narcissist.
Yeah.
He's an asshole. And I do think that his ego is so big that he would rather turn the lights off for everybody than to be made a fool of.
That's why I say he's a fascist. I think what you're describing is the personality traits of fascism.
I think it's some personality traits of it. I don't think that he would actually go through necessarily with some of the other things that are being, lobbied at him as stuff that he would do to create a fascist state. I think he's more. I'm more worried about him being a true anarchist in the sense of I'm not, when it comes to Putin, or North Korea, whatever. I think when it comes to that, that's an area where he'd be like, "Fuck that! I'm not a pussy. I'm gonna fucking hit you first."
I'm just glad these individuals are old and won't be long with us.
Yeah, well, we have enough fucking people in our own generation.
Well, that's the thing. He's brought out those weird little guys.
Yeah.
That made up. Not every German was in the Third Reich, right? Not every German, but they sure did. They either went along with it or they didn't fight them.
Most people are scared.
Good ones fought them.
Yeah.
They all got killed.
And died.
Yeah, they died.
They all got killed.
They all got killed.
But at least they tried.
Or they defected to Russia.
Yeah. Well, there's always that, that question that people get asked, what would you have done?
Yeah.
And the thing is
I would have bitched about it on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. I would have went on the radio. Well, I can't.
And collected guns.
Oh. But yeah, I mean, I would have I know I wouldn't have been able to put up with it. I would have probably pretended for a while just to get in there.
If you were then who you are now, because you are what you were learned.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't, I don't know. I've always had that bend in me where it's like that fucking streak where I have a series. I just have that problem with authority because I see the hypocrisy in it. And yeah, I'm self-righteous, whatever. You can fucking say that about me all day long, and I'll agree, but it's still something that I couldn't do, and that's why I'd probably be one of the first ones killed.
Yeah, me too, because I'm cool.
Yeah, I know. No, that's what.
So you're
see it with you too.
You think the rebellion is a baked-in thing? You think some people are just for whatever mix of the genes makes them naturally oppositional?
I do. There are some people who are just like that.
I'm so much like that. I don't even like sports.
Yeah, I know.
I'm so not part of the group.
Holy fuck! You were driving me nuts that earlier.
God, I'm such an individual.
This fucking guy says that sports are stupid and basically called people who are big sports fans numbskull dummies, fucking jerks,
losers.
Yeah, losers.
Don't forget. Losers who believe in nonsense.
Naturally, me being the way I am, I thought he was poking fun at me because I wear my Niners stuff sometimes.
That's even weirder because that's like. Where are they from? California? Why do you care about
Jerry Rice and Joe Montana? Dude, I was like 7 years old when I became a fan of them.
Who are they?
You don't know Joe Montana? Okay. Oh, anyway, I won't do it like that. Like most of the people.
Are they like race car drivers or something?
No, they're football players.
That's the one where you throw it in the net, right?
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one where you take that round ball and you fucking throw it to the catcher.
I thought all those guys were black.
No, baseball players are white. It's like hockey, except for in the 70s.
Here, I'll tell you some more comedy I wrote, just because you have to listen.
Okay, we have a captive audience.
I get why white people are all squirrely about immigration. One time we let in a bunch of boat people, and it didn't work out for us very well.
Yeah, that's for fucking sure.
I mean, it's kind of like this, right? White people used to play basketball. They used to be really good at it. It was like their game. And then they let black people play. Now they watch black people play basketball because they're just the best at it.
Holy shit. Dude, there are some fucking bad ass white dudes now. Like for real, like
from Dagestan.
Best player. Yeah, but man, they're like
for real, right? Are they from like Dagestan or something?
I don't follow the NBA that closely anymore, but there's that Nikola Jokic and
no, that sounds like
they're Eastern European.
That sounds like it comes from a stan.
Yeah, no, not a stan. It's Eastern European. It's before the stans, but it's it's Eastern.
It's got
European.
A lot of vowels.
Very Eastern European, Baltic, basically.
There's H's in the words.
Yes, there are that you don't pronounce.
And letters you don't recognize.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
It's
like those people when they say like white, they go like white.
We joke about race, but honestly, it's probably more about class.
It's always about class.
Because once upon a time when Jewish immigrants were seen as the athletes. And that's when they were poor, right?
Yep.
They were poor immigrants from Eastern Europe.
The best boxers used to be white.
Yeah. And basketball players.
And basketball players and baseball players.
And Italians
players.
too, same thing.
Yep.
Italian. And then before that, the best boxers were Irish.
Yep. Yeah, you see it goes ethnicity.
Yeah.
And then,
So I think it has more to do with the class than like race.
I think it's always been a class thing because it's you always, you know what I mean? Like when you're lower class, and I'm not talking shit because I've always been, lower class. That's why I always say eat the rich and let's have a real class war. I'm up for that.
Yeah, when you start hearing him change his tune, you know that Patreon's working out.
Fucking right. Hey, when that happens, I'll be like Tom Segura talking about the pores.
Yeah.
Boy, what happened to him?
Talking to him about my 8 cars.
He's a fucking dick.
I haven't watched him in a while.
Well, I started watching. That's what we were going to talk about comedy today, but
here we are, an hour in. We've talked about Trump.
Are we an hour in already? Fuck.
We should call this episode "Vomiting Trump."
Yeah. Actually, he looks a little bit like vomitous.
I noticed Elon kind of looks like Butthead.
Yeah.
Just imagine him going,
fire.
That was Beavis.
Yeah. Oh, Beavis is fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Butthead's like, that was
Butthead's
cool.
the dark haired.
Yeah.
I always mix those up, and I used to watch that shit back in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
It was hilarious.
It was.
I went to see Beavis and Butthead Do America in the theater.
Yeah.
Drunk when I was like 16,
All right.
but fucking rolling in the aisles.
Yeah. I saw it on VHS.
Yep. I saw it on VHS too. Yeah, young people. We used to have these giant fucking plastic discs or cartridges that you used to stuff into this other fucking giant machine so that you could watch the talkies.
All right, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
The kids know what the 90s are. They're like,
they love the 90s.
It's all trending now.
I fucking love it, man. That's so cool to me.
Yeah.
Like well, that was your son. That was so fucking awesome. Like I was sitting there and I'm like, wait a minute. What the fuck? I hear like the Bee Gees and I was like, this is fucking cool as shit. And all the kids, like the younger guys that like I work with and stuff, they all know who Biggie is. They know who Tribe Called Quest is. They know all that shit. And I'm like,
they have streaming.
Right.
They have streaming, and time means nothing to them anymore.
No, it really doesn't.
Like time,
which is kind of weird in a way.
Time and genre. Well, back in our days, genre was dictated by radio stations, and radio stations dictated what we listened to.
It was all generational.
We had no options, and then whatever we liked in the radio, we would then went and looked at the record store.
Yep.
And that's how we knew music. But now they grew up with streaming.
Yeah.
It's whatever.
It's wide open.
They start with Kendrick Lamar, and then
Spotify throws up
something
old Mobb Deep song.
Yeah, something that influenced Kendrick, and down the rabbit hole they go. And then your kid is asking you, hey, you ever hear this guy? He's really great. His name's Bob Marley.
Yes.
I really like his music.
Yep. Or you walk by your kid's room and you hear them playing like Mary J. Blige, and knock on the door and are like, where did you come up with that? Oh, I just let Spotify random play.
Oh, my 12-year-old, his playlist is Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Biggie, Wu-Tang Clan. Dude, that was me when I was 12 years old.
Me too. Yeah, that's if you're in your 40s.
Yeah.
I mean, you grew up in the 90s. That was what a lot of it was. Only mine, I always liked the classic rock too. That was always my favorite. But
I like Guns N' Roses, and
Guns N' Roses is pretty good.
Yeah.
Axl Rose is a fucking maniac.
They're all maniacs.
True. I still haven't. What's the book? Was it Nikki Sixx that wrote that book, or Vince Neil?
I don't know.
The one that fucking they made a movie out of or whatever.
Oh, I watched the movie.
Was it pretty gnarly?
It started off gnarly. It kind of dragged in the middle.
See, this is a fucking throwback. I used to love Behind the Music.
Oh yeah.
And the Motley Crue fucking Behind the Music was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like that was great. They should do that shit. Well, actually, have you ever heard of Mike Judge, the Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, I've heard of him.
I think we've all heard of him. No, I don't know who Mike Judge is. I'm in my 40s. I don't know who Mike Judge is. But he did that show, Tales from the Tour Bus.
Okay.
You got to check that out.
I think I saw that one.
It's fucking great. He did Country Stars first,
Yeah.
and then he did like R&B, soul, funk.
I think I saw a few of those.
Fuck, man. That shit's great. Like, my favorite was finding out that Waylon Jennings and Elvis Presley were fucking huge. They were friends, but they also used to, like, fucking get into gun battles and shit. It's fucking great, man.
They just put on bulletproof vests and shoot at each other?
Well, I guess, I'm pretty sure it was Waylon Jennings. He crashed through the fucking gates of Graceland and went, because they were on the phone or something talking shit to each other. So Waylon Jennings hops in his car, goes flying to fucking Graceland, crashes through the gates, and then they fucking have pistols on each other and shit. It's wild. It's good stories, though.
Yeah.
And, of course, Waylon Jennings was so crazy. He had 2 parts.
Yeah.
And George Jones and Tammy, they had 2 parts.
Back when country was cool.
Fucking right. I know, country sucks now.
Country's like, it's like they want to be rock stars, but their music's not quite there.
Yeah, if you're not fucking, you either got to be talking about shooting motherfuckers or crying because your wife left you. You're either one of those things or your country music sucks.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's the way I look at it. But then again, I grew up, I was a little kid listening to fucking old Hank Williams and shit on the jukebox because I grew up in a bar.
Yeah.
Which is a whole story for another time.
Yeah. It'll be part of the screenplay.
Yeah. One of them. I got to get back to work on that, actually.
Yep. All right. We'll talk about comedy next time.
Okay.
Or we'll do a whole second episode.
Yeah. That's what we're going to end up having to do.
Put your jacket on.
Yeah. 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 All right.
All right. This is Sage Against the Machine. We didn't talk about anything local.
Nope.
Nope.
Actually, we were talking about that lately too, though, is, to grow the audience as well. Because we are thinking about that. We want to do this more than once a week or every other week or every month.
We'll call this episode Reading Stuff Off of Reddit.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, we should do that too. You ever watch any of those videos?
Yeah.
They're pretty funny.
Yeah. There we go. Content.
And you're funny.
I'm all right.
Once in a while, I say something semi-humorous.
Yeah.
So
once in a while, me too.
Yeah. It's just it's a luck thing sometimes.
I've gotten paid for comedy. Does that mean I'm a professional comedian?
As far as I'm concerned.
All right.
There you go.
Paid comedian.
From the expert.
What's your name?
Isaac White.
And I'm Joshua. This is Sage Against the Machine. We'll be back at you again.
Next week.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
If I don't break something on the snowboards.
Yeah, we got to watch out. Everybody throw him up for Josh that he doesn't hurt himself so we can keep providing you this incredible content.
All right, I'll give you away.
Oh, no.